Hi, it's Leah. Let's get started. Step to the front part of your mat. Place your feet hips distance apart and parallel. Rock forward and backward, side to side on your feet. Find the four corners of your feet and root into the ground. Tuck your tailbone in. Engage your core without jutting your front ribs out. Keep those tucked in. Push your shoulder blades into your heart. Reach your hands down to the ground. Melt your shoulders away from the ear and lift the crown of your head to the sky. Tadasana, mountain pose. So I want you to remember this alignment in your body because we're going to come back to this alignment when we see plank as well as chaturanga. Inhale, arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach up energetically with your fingertips. Make sure your front ribs, lower ribs aren't jutting out, they're tucked in. Melt your shoulders down. Squeeze the air in between your ears and your biceps. Hinge forward, forward fold. Place your hands on the ground or as close as you can get. Bend your knees. Even if you can put your hands on the ground right away, bend them and work to get them straight as we warm up. Root through your feet, feet still hips distance and parallel. Reach your sitting bones up to the sky, and through that action, try and straighten your legs. Drop your head, relax your neck. Inhale, rise up with the body. Extend out through the crown of your head. Exhale, step back into plank. Hands, outer shoulders distance apart. Pushing out, back through your heels, high on the toes. Squeeze your legs together. Use your inner and outer thighs to raise your pelvis up and engage your core. Lengthen the back of your neck. Slowly drop your body down to the floor. Untuck your toes. Inhale and gently lift your chest up to baby cobra. Widen your collarbones here. Exhale, push back and lift your hips up into downward facing dog. Bend your knees and reach from your heels down to the floor and your sitting bones up to the sky to pull your leg towards straight. Push into your pointer finger, rooting it into the ground. Wrap your shoulders next to your ears. Release any tension in your neck. At the bottom of your next exhale, look towards your hands, step or walk towards the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Fingertips reaching towards the sky. Arms to your side. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank and lower to chaturanga. Don't collapse into your shoulders. Flip your toes, push into your hands and the top of your feet. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, engage the core, lift your hips back to downward facing dog. 5 breaths. At the bottom of your next exhale, look towards your hands, step or walk towards the front of your mat, rise up, hands overhead, exhale, arms to your side, find Tadasana. On your next inhale, bend your knees generously, send your hips back into space, and find chair pose. Raise your arms out in front of you, reach forward with your fingertips, melt your shoulders away from your ears. Make sure you're bringing the weight into your heels so that you aren't dumping into your toes and putting too much pressure on your knees. Don't hyperextend your back, tuck that tailbone, but not too much, and sit lower. On your next exhale, forward fold. Step back with your left foot, lower your left knee to the ground. Check in with your feet. You want your feet hips distance apart. Hands to your front knee, low lunge. Raise your arms in front of you and then overhead, reaching up with your fingertips. Power up that back leg, rise up to high lunge. Check in with your hips, make sure that they're neutral and even. Engage that back left leg, pushing back through your heel, front knee stacking over ankle. On your next exhale, pivot your left foot down to the mat and open up into warrior two. Right foot bisecting your left foot in the middle of the foot. Knee stacking over ankle, making sure it doesn't collapse in. Gaze over your right hand. Spiral your hands to the ground, step to the top of your mat, and sit back down into chair. Sit as low as you were before, or lower. Engage your tummy, engage your inner and your outer hips. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, step your right leg back, lowering your right knee. Hands to your left knee, rise to low lunge. Lift your arms up into the air, reach up to the sky with your fingertips. Power up your right leg and come into high lunge. Pull your left hip back as you send your right hip forward in space. Make sure again your hips are even. Tuck your front ribs in. Exhale, open to warrior two. Pivot your right heel to the ground. Push your feet in opposing directions while also using your inner thighs to squeeze in through the midline. Melt your shoulder away from your ears. Gaze over your left hand. Spiral your hands to the ground. Step your right foot towards the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, hands overhead. Bring your hands to heart, and then to your sides. Tadasana. Namaste.